guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess, and today's video is going to be all about sanitizing and disinfecting. So as you guys know, there is a lot going on in our world right now. I just pray that you and your family are healthy and safe and that you have all of the resources that you need. I know this is a trying time for a lot of families, and just know that my prayers are with you. And it is hard. It's such a strange time right now, but our main goal is to make sure that everyone is healthy and safe and taken care of. And one of the ways that we can keep our own families safe in our homes, because we are going to be here for a little while probably, is to make sure that everything is as clean as possible. That way, we are limiting the amount that this illness can spread. Even if we ourselves are not feeling under the weather, we have to keep in mind that we need to do our part in order to prevent others from getting sick as well, especially the elderly and those who are immunocompromised. So thank you guys so much for doing your part. We are definitely doing our part here at our home. And again, one of the ways that we're doing that is by cleaning up and staying in as much as possible and just really trying to keep our distance from other people. So first and foremost, I'm so blessed that I have all of you in this wonderful community of people, because I feel like you are all of my friends and family, and we still get to see each other. So kind of, you know what I mean? So I do love that. If you guys need me, I'm here for you. And basically, I'm just going to be sharing with you how I have been sanitizing and disinfecting our home. So I already gave everything a good surface clean, and now I'm just going to go through and sanitize and disinfect. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you enjoyed these types of videos and you're not yet subscribed, I would love to have you join the family. Just hit that red subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell as well. That way you are notified every time I post a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this video. And again, please stay healthy and safe out there. Mwah! So I will be starting out by disinfecting all of the frequently touched surfaces in our home. But before I get started, I want to make sure to put on some disposable gloves. That way I am protecting my skin. And I will be using some harsh chemicals today that I don't typically use. Typically I use more natural or plant-based cleaners, but because of the nature of this virus, I wanted to make sure I was using something a little bit stronger to make sure to kill anything and everything that could be living on my surfaces. So I will be going throughout my home, paying special attention to any types of knobs, handles, or any other surfaces that we touch frequently. By doing this, I realized that we actually touch so many more surfaces than I even thought. And of course, that's how we spread germs. So this was actually a really good thing for me to do, because I was able to wipe down all of those buttons or things that we touch regularly that we don't ever notice. Also, just to give our family a little bit of an immune boost, I decided to diffuse some of this Immune Boom Kid Safe Essential Oil from Plant Therapy. I just put a few drops in my diffuser and diffuse this in the kitchen. It smells really yummy, but it is also very mild. However, it does help to just boost our immune systems. Some of those frequently touched surfaces that we may not think about on a regular basis include our phones, our keys and purses, and anything that we use regularly when we go out and about. The baby monitors, and yes, I know she was waking up at this point. Don't worry, I went and picked her up. The thermostat, any remotes that you have, light switches, we touch these all the time. Doorknobs and handles, both on the inside and the outside of the doors. The locks on windows, if you frequently open your windows to let some fresh spring breeze in. The wand to your blinds. The backs of your chairs. We touch these without even thinking about it. We have this owlet monitoring system, and then of course you want to wipe down any lamps or bed or crib rails, especially if your little ones put their mouths on it. Any other types of machines or just anything with buttons. And then of course any other handles or knobs throughout your home. I also wanted to make sure to wipe down my little one's changing table or dresser because we are up here frequently, and this is an area where a lot of germs can spread. And then of course any handles in the bathroom, paying special attention to the handle on the toilet. And don't forget about your car. Wipe down the steering wheel, the buttons, just everything in your vehicle, because when you are out and about, you are touching all kinds of germs outside on the pin pads when you're paying for things, if you are going through a drive-through, you know, when people are touching your card, anything like that. We just transfer those germs into our car. And I do always like to have some type of antibacterial wipes in my car, as well as hand sanitizer. That way, anytime I go through a drive-through or I leave a store, I have something to disinfect my hands with. Now I'm going to move on to large surfaces, but before I spray anything on the counters, I want to make sure I get proper ventilation. So as you can see, I have opened some windows and I also started the fan. That way that air is flowing through and I'm not breathing it in. I really make sure to do this, especially because I'm pregnant and I don't use harsh chemicals very often, thankfully. But like I said, I needed to do it this day. So all of my windows were open and the fans were going, and luckily this cleaner that I was using, which is just a cleaner plus a little bit of bleach, it is a bleach based product, but I wasn't breathing in too much of it. So just make sure you have good ventilation and that you are wearing gloves when you use any type of harsh chemicals, especially bleach based products. And of course, if you are able to get someone to help you, especially with those harsher chemicals like the bleach or on those larger surfaces, especially if you're pregnant like I am, then definitely get the help. I have a wonderful husband who is always willing to help, and he actually really enjoys cleaning the shower. He just prefers to do it, so I'm not complaining. He can do it. But it definitely helps when you have multiple people in your home that are willing to help out. So for the floors, I am going to just move everything out of the way, give it a good vacuum first, and then mop with vinegar and water. Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. So I recently purchased a new mop. It is this O-Cedar ring bucket, I believe it's called, and so far I am really liking it. It just gives my floor a really good deep clean, whereas my other mop, I felt like it was just pushing things around a little bit more. So I am just adding 1 cup of vinegar to about 2 gallons of water, hot water, and I'm just going to use that to mop my floors. Now you can use bleach. I know that it's recommended to only use bleach on tile floors every once in a while. I'm just sticking with vinegar and water today because it still will get my floors nice and clean, but I won't be breathing in all of that bleach all over the floor, if that makes sense, because I do have a little one here at home and I just want to keep it as non-toxic as possible while still getting everything nice and clean, if that makes sense. So like I said, you can use bleach. It's totally up to you, but today I am just using vinegar and hot water. Discover books I forget about. But who care for the world now? Rest with me, close the curtain. So when it comes to kids items, one of the items that I will be disinfecting today is my little one's humidifier. So the air has been kind of dry. Our air conditioning actually went out a couple of nights ago and it has been in the 80s in our house, so it has been very hot. However, because of that, because we've had fans going, the air has also been very dry, and so we have been needing to use the humidifier in her room. So all I do to clean it out is I just, again, use vinegar and water. I let it soak in there for about 20 minutes, and then I make sure to rinse it out. So while that's sitting and disinfecting, I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the sink and prep it so that I can clean some of her toys as well. I will be using bleach for her toys because I want to make sure to kill any of the remnants of the virus that is going around, if there is any in our home, which I don't think there is, but just in case, it's better to be safe. So I will be using bleach on some of her toys, and then once those are clean, I will go ahead and finish cleaning her humidifier as well.
Close the curtain, brew some herbal tea, reach out for me.
So because I will be working with bleach itself, I did want to put on some heavier duty gloves. These ones are not the disposables. These are ones that I can reuse. They are thicker. So I'm just putting a little bit of bleach in the sink full of hot water. And then I'm just adding in some of her toys that can be submerged in water. And I'm just gonna let these sit for about 10 minutes or so. I have heard of other mamas putting their kids' toys in the washing machine as well as the dishwasher. So I'm sure you can do either of those. Just be sure to look it up so that you know which ones can go in and which ones can't. But I am just using the sink for today. And then I do like to rinse off all of my toys that have been soaking in bleach. That is up to you. I know some parents don't do that, but I prefer to rinse it off just to make sure that they are nice and safe for when my little one goes to put them in her mouth again.
'Cause I'm running with these emotions, stumbling out of bed. One hell of a roller coaster, you're messing with my head. I'm ending up so clueless. What are you trying to find? I'm running with these emotions. Tell me, what do you have in
So if you happen to go out of the house and you feel like you might have been exposed to this virus whatsoever, you want to make sure that you are staying on top of your laundry. And I have been adding in this Lysol laundry sanitizer to our clothes, just to our regular loads, to make sure that everything is disinfected. And you also want to make sure to change out your hand towels in both the bathrooms and the kitchen.
I'm laying down on the ground, all I do is thinking out loud. Yeah, I'm vibing with all we have.
So I mentioned earlier that our air conditioning went out a couple of days ago. Luckily, we did have someone come out and clean it for us because that's what it needed. We have never owned a home before. We never had that issue. But what we learned is that there's this little pipe near the AC unit that needs 2 cups of water to a half a cup of bleach poured in there every time you change the filter in order to prevent mold from growing. So that's what I did today. And then of course, we are always making sure to wash our hands as much as possible, rubbing and scrubbing for at least 20 seconds and making sure that our hands are nice and clean. And then I do like to use a little bit of lotion afterwards just to be sure my hands are staying nice and moisturized and preventing any cracks where any bacteria can get in. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found this video helpful. Stay safe and healthy out there. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.